Okay, I'll be surprised if this works. But this is a really quick video. I wanted to show you on a trick I like to do. Now, I'm gonna show you some of these trees I have. See, these trees are some special jabuticabas. This one's a lemongrass, white jabuticaba, and this is just a funky looking seedling that I wanted to keep for myself. But you put them in these deep pots, and once you see roots coming out of the bottom, I started them, I think, in plugs, all right? Then I put them into these deep pots. Once they fill out the bottom of this deep pot, you can go ahead and put it in a bigger pot. I mean like a 15-gallon if you want to be crazy. I might do that with this one. I'm gonna show you how I do that. So this one will go in a bigger pot. But this is actually an appropriate size pot if you really want to bump them up real nice without going too big. I think this is like a deep, what are they calling this? I think it's like a deep 5 polytainer can. Anyway, this is a really nice pot. I don't know who makes it. Actually, it says it on the bottom. Polytainer can, number 5, Nursery Supplies Incorporated, baby. That's what it's called. And then watch what you can do. You put a little soil at the bottom. Push your hand on there so it doesn't come apart like a sand castle. And then right in there, make sure it doesn't fall apart. As soon as you add the soil, it balances everything out. And this is how you get them to grow really fast, really quick. Deep pot, give that root some room to expand. Quicker the better. The faster you can grow that root down, the better. But that thing is ready to grow. See that? And I'm gonna go one bigger, but this will stay in that pot right here for another 2-3 years maybe. Look at that. So I'll set that right over there for now. I can pull that in the shot so you can see it. Push it down, that thing's good to go. And now for a bigger pot, I think I got a 15. This is going for the gusto. Actually, look what I could do here. I could go into one of these. This is just a deeper pot. I'm showing you different pots that I like to go into and how I like to do this. This is another option, just put it in another deeper pot. I got another tree I'd like to do that with right here. So I put some soil in there. I filled it up to about right here with soil. And you gotta figure the soil is gonna compact because it's very fluffy right now. And then here's another tree that I wouldn't dare sell. Some kind of weird seedling I kept on to. I don't know what kind it is. Looking like it needs a little fertilizer, but the roots are poking out of the bottom, so there it goes out. There's your roots to the bottom, like a sand castle now. Don't let it fall apart. If it falls apart, it's not the end of the world, but you really don't want it to fall apart. Ooh, that one went right to the top, right to the brim. This is how the way I get them to grow the fastest. Deep pots, making them put those roots down really deep, really quickly. It's been my favorite thing to do to get them to grow really fast. So I'm pushing down and packing that in there real good. There's another one. It's called stepping them up, baby. And then we'll set that one over here. Well, we got to set one on the ground. I guess we're going to set them on the ground. And let me do one more like I said about that 15. I keep talking about the 15. How are we going to do that? Well, I got one right here. Looks like a 15 to me. That's a big old pot to put such a small tree in. Let's see if I can run this. Okay. Wow, this thing looks funky too. Whew, too many trees, I tell you what. we go. I like to mix the soil inside of this big pot because you don't lose anything. If you do it over on the ground, you spill something. So I've only put in this 15 gallon, I've only filled it to about, well, I didn't fill it up much at all. I should put more in. I think I should fill that higher. I'm gonna put a good 7 inches in there. Okay, now I filled that up quite a bit higher. Let me pull this out of the way here. I got junk all in the way. Everything's in my way today, players. There we go. Now, I know this is my special tree because I marked it with a straw. And I can tell by the leaf. Ooh, it's got roots coming out of the bottom. That's a good sign. Okay. Now, oh, it wants to come apart. I better put this back down here. And then fill it on up. That one wasn't rooted as good as it should have been, but it'll work. This goes against a lot of the things that I kind of learned when I first got into this. I always thought you had to step them up gradually, which is kind of true, I think, for some trees. But I've noticed they do really well and grow really fast. The quicker you can get them in a bigger pot, and there's a happy medium. Ooh! Let me show you what I did here. But I like it. I don't think we can go wrong. I'm just packing all this down. Now, I didn't fill it up all the way. Take a look there. It's got about a hand's length. Look at that. That's how you get them to grow really fast. Really big, really fast. That's my secret. Don't fill them up all the way, I don't think, unless your roots are really solid. That one kind of had weak roots, so I had to fill it up a little less because the roots were falling apart. But it's gonna reach down and fill that pot up. Once it gets root bound in this pot, it's ready for the ground or a 25 gallon. That's how I grow them fast. Plinias, y'all.